First thing is the adoption of the agenda.
Move to approve as presented. Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the minutes from the August 26th and August 29th meetings.
Approve one at a time or approve both of them?
Do we approve them just one? Or we need to do separate?
I think you can approve them both.
Okay.
Motion to approve both as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the August 26th and August 29th meetings. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Doesn't look like we have any visitors. And one thing I noted, we did have one property damage. Looks like a phone line, inactive phone cable. And was this out at the water main?
Yeah, it was north of the Strata Creek there.
Okay,
It was mismarked by about 4 foot.
okay. All right. Thank you. So next step is reports. Megan, good morning.
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 We have one action item this morning. We provided details of our succession planning policy and drafted tools for implementing that in the process in your last packet. We do have that policy document in the packet this time and would ask the board to approve that as presented effective October 1. Once that document's approved, we'll begin the process of implementing that in the coming months.
This is kind of what you've seen through the years.
Yeah, very similar to what I've seen. In fact, I was talking to someone the other day, and they said they were they were kind of doing a review of future potential plant managers. They were kind of doing that review using this succession plan. So yeah.
Make a motion to approve the succession planning policy as presented effective October 1st, 2024. Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the succession planning policy as presented effective October 1, 2024. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. I'm not going to add anything else, but I'll be happy to try and answer any questions.
Any questions for Megan? Thank you, Megan. Tony, good morning.
Morning. I have.
Oh, did I turn it off?
Do have the. There's a copy there in front of you, Chuck. There's a copy of the engagement letter for the 2024 audit with Girding, Corte, and Chitwood. It's pretty standard. We bring this to you guys to sign. Only thing I'll say is that the price did go up $1,200, was roughly 5% over last year. The way that works is with the grant that they'll when they come in and do the audit on the 3rd and 4th or 5th of November, they're supposed to be here. As they go through that and they see what grant fundings, it could change the engagement, so they'll have to issue another engagement letter if we hit that $750,000 threshold, which requires an additional, like they call it, the yellow book audit, which then they look at the grant information. If we don't, talking to them last year, we weren't going to hit that because we had a $2.5 million loan or match through IT, but since we got that changed, so now we're getting 75-25, we might have to end up doing that yellow book. But if that does happen, they'll bring back another engagement letter to do that then. But
That's just an audit of the grant. And
it's still the whole audit, but then they do a little bit extra step in looking at the grant to make sure we're spending it on the correct, which might increase it another $1,000-1,500.
Looks like the fee's $24,300.
Yeah, it was 23.1 last year, so yeah, it went up 5%.
I make a motion to authorize the board president to sign a letter of understanding for the September 30th, 2024 audit with Girding, Corte, and Chitwood.
second.
Have a motion and a second to authorize the board president to sign a letter of understanding for the September 30th, 2024 audit with Girding, Cordy, and Chitwood. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. And if that does happen, I will bring back another one for you guys to approve then. So, other than that, I don't have much unless you guys have any questions.
Okay. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, guys.
Jim, good morning.
Morning. Do have one action item there. We've kind of seen it coming for a little while. The low bidder, haven't heard anything back from him. I think the certified letter was refused or came back to us, so recommending going to the second low bidder. There's a fairly good jump in price there between number one and number two, but it's still a pretty good, reasonable price, I think. Some of the fourth and fifth bidders and seventh and eighth bidders are a lot higher, so recommending to move on to the second lowest bidder on that quarry project.
Do we need them to start fairly soon?
They sound like they could get in pretty quick. Our priority, or our need for speed hasn't, basically we don't have to have it by the end of the year anymore, but they should be able to take care of us anyway. I think they'll be plenty fast for us.
This is kind of that rough area, isn't it?
Yeah,
That'll be a lot.
right by the quarry, that mile right there by the quarry.
And did we have a budget amount for this? Or
Not,
we don't.
not specifically for that area. In general, we try to have somewhere around, I think our average for the 5 years was somewhere around $2.60 a foot. But since this is a rocky area, and that's kind of why we broke it up into such a small area.
Okay.
The other conduit we've done, we've been under budget, so we're in good shape on, as long as inflation doesn't hit us again.
Make a motion to rescind the bid awarded to Midwest Excavation and Landscape and award contract number 2402 for conduit and pull box installation to Project Management Resource Group of Ava, Missouri for $87,000.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to rescind the bid awarded to Midwest Excavation and Landscape and award contract number 2402 for conduit and pull box installation to Project Management Resource Group, Ava, Missouri for $87,000. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. As you notice there, we did pass 4,300 total customers. Coleman did finish up the last bore up north, so he's, I think, they basically done with all the last year's projects. We went ahead and got the fiber pulled in there, so we are having a little bit of trouble on 122 with some of the conduit blown in there. Steve thinks it's a fiber problem, a conduit problem, might have been kinked, or the inside, it's got ribs inside to reduce friction. Steve thinks it might have been a little bit rough in there, and something's going on. Haven't been able to blow one section in yet, but we're still working on figuring that out. But other than that, I'll answer any questions if you got them.
Where were we on more capacity?
We added 5 gigs in the end of August, so we're, I think the last Chiefs game we hit like 22 out of 30, so we're in pretty good shape. And the cache we added, it was kind of interesting. I printed out a graph for Jeff, but most nights we have something like 3 gigs of cache traffic, and that night we had 810. So it's and Sunday night was kind of similar, not quite as bad, but football games seemed to be a big,
Attractive.
yeah.
Busiest traffic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of funny how the NFL's our new marker for how much we need.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Well, half the town doesn't have ESPN right now, some of the
Yeah.
football games.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah. Anything more for Jim? Thank you, Jim. Morning, Jared.
Morning.
Morning.
Did have an update with Ethos yesterday. They really didn't have any information on the blades in Italy. They're still waiting on those results. everything else, the diaphragms, the burner baskets, the repairs are, getting close to being finished on those, so these these blades that are in Italy are gonna be what we're waiting on. That's gonna be the delay on everything. We do have one of the, piping for the sludge basin at, wastewater. Grant's guys helped us haul that down there the other day, so we'll be ready to put that in maybe the first part of next week. And that's about all I got, unless you got any questions.
Mixed paper, yeah, $90 a ton, and cardboard still holding good.
It did go down in September. It went down to from 140 to 135, so
Okay.
I'm still sending it out, but we don't have any, we're not keeping any in stock. As soon as we get a load, we send it out.
You and I better go to Italy and check on that.
Okay.
Anything else for Jared? Thank you, Jared. Morning, Grant.
Good morning, Joe.
Morning.
Just a couple updates. North Street Pump Station, it looks like that project's probably not gonna be completed till after the water tower project. They were going to pull wire from the generator to the station today, but they are waiting on wire. They haven't received it yet. It doesn't look like at this time that's gonna be here this week. I have coordinated with them and let them know that we can't have the pump station down and the tower down at the same time, so it's looking like most likely it's gonna be after the tower's completed. The DNR inspection went well. There was just a couple of things that, the inspector wanted to see, and they've since been emailed, and we haven't got word back on, haven't got the final report back, but right now, no news is good news. Sewer main project, they're hooking up the last service today. Should be able to open Lion Street by Friday, and then set the last manhole next week and wrap that project up. And they should be done with the flow meter at the wastewater plant this morning. Other than that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Said Lion Street should be open, as far as I can tell, nobody's respecting those road closed signs anyway.
It's been,
No.
It's pretty much wide open
Yeah.
through there.
Maybe they slow down a little bit.
It may be a little bit.
So, painting the water tower, is that October the 1st?
October 1st.
Okay.
And they're expected, their timeline to me was 21 to 25 days, and we can have it back. It'll be
Okay,
cured and disinfected, and we can fill it.
okay.
And from what I understand, those are consecutive work days. They're gonna work 21 days in a row to get it.
And did we get the yard reseeded where the main failed out on 65?
Yes.
Got that? Okay.
Yeah. And,
Customer happy with
yeah,
it?
the homeowner was there and assisted and
Okay,
was happy.
okay. Thank you. Anything else for Grant? Thank you, Grant. James, good morning.
I really don't have anything. Our A substation, replacement and maintenance deal, we ordered parts, to replace Reinhardt, and we had some brackets that did not come in because, their supplier Eaton did not get them shipped in time, so, other than that, I don't have anything else.
Anything for James? Thank you, James. Travis, good morning.
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 Don't really have anything else to add other than what's in the packet, but be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
DNR inspection, no surprises there or anything?
Not really. They did find a screen on our clear well. We replaced it that afternoon after we found it. And that was about the only thing he really mentioned, so.
Well's all up and running?
No. Still waiting on well 4.
Okay.
I've reached out to the contractor earlier this week and haven't heard anything back from him yet. So.
Anything more for Travis? Thank you, Travis. Eric, good morning.
Morning.
I don't have anything else to add to the packet. Be happy to answer any questions.
Figure out your east belt filter press?
We're still working through it. I think we're making progress on his, electricians are still down there. We're kind of tracing it back to the actual hydraulic pack now. So we've got fixed some pressure gauges so we can see exactly what it's running there. We're tracing back to that, I believe.
Did the asphalt work get done?
I talked to him this week, and he was doing scheduling this week, and he expects that they'll be there here within the next week or two.
Anything more for Eric? Okay, thank you, Eric. Jeff, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. Excuse me. Do have a little information on the Marshall Generation Project that continues to move forward. We've been working with MEC staff, providing information as needed. Been working on utility questions from a potential developer. I sent you guys an email yesterday just to kind of keep you in the loop. I don't know that we're requesting any action yet until we get a little further along, but just wanted to provide the information. And if you guys have any questions on that, be sure to reach out there. Finally, heard back from DNR. That's been an adventure. 2 unanswered emails and one unanswered phone message. I contacted the director, so we've got a meeting set up with him tomorrow. And it turns out they still need more information, which we thought they had it all, and I'm going to have 4 Burns and McDonald staff attend as well, and they thought they'd provide it all to them. So we're still trying there. It's been pretty frustrating. I think since this was awarded in the legislature, it's been 430 some days. I mean, it's been over a year, and it's really getting to where it's putting us in a bind. So I'll be sure to share that with them on our call tomorrow. But we're trying. So anyway,
Be persistent. Yep.
You gotta stay on. I do have a meeting at 2 p.m. today with Toth on energy efficiency rebates. They did our cost of service study, and that's really what you have to base that information on. Before we were just looking at what other people were offering, but to quantify those rebates and what you're offering, you have to do some in-depth work and look at that cost of service. So hoping to get something going there. MSDC, we've been working with the developer as well, and I've also got him in contact with the company that I went on the tour with Stephen with, and hopefully we can get that going as well. So I'm just trying to get a meeting with them to see exactly what they're looking for, and seeing what we can do to help them out, and maybe have an offer to get them here. So it'll be 40 more jobs, and I think it'd be a good business to have, but still working on that through MSDC. We did have our meeting a little bit earlier in the month because of a few things we've got going on in the housing development. There was just a couple of the board members involved, and we thought we needed to get everybody together and kind of let everybody know what was going on. So a lot of work going on there. I know our new director's drinking from a fire hose right now, but he's doing a good job for us. That's about all I have. Be happy to try to answer any questions.
One thing about, so we have the potential for some home construction. Have we given any more thought about, incentives for, high efficiency, heat pumps?
Well, that's what this call with Toth is.
Oh, okay.
That's the rebates. We need to
Okay.
quantify if they go from a SEER 14 to a SEER 18. What is that value to the utility and the customer? So you don't want to subsidize anybody, but I've been persistent with him as well. I've been trying to get this meeting set up for a couple months, so yeah, hopefully we'll get there, Chuck.
Okay.
I think it's a good thing. We need to do it with capacity and transmission costs where they are. Anything we can do to lower that, but we need to make sure when we do it right. So
Yeah.
So, but hopefully I'll have something to bring back to you here shortly.
Because other providers do that.
Other
Electric.
Oh, yeah, they do. They do. And I think, And I'm sure, some of the larger ones have in-house staff that does their cost of service studies and looks at those things to verify them. And I did check with one vendor, and it was about $5,000 for them to do it. So there may be some cost once we get figured out what direction we want to head, to have them review that cost of service and come up with an amount for a rebate.
Okay.
So, and I'll bring that back to the board and let you guys know.
Generation project, I mean, everything's clicking right along. When the surveying's done and this report is issued, what is gonna be the next step as far as?
I'm working with their staff on, they've got copies of the deeds. We're working on the easement for the gas line. We didn't get a easement on there because we own the property, so we got to get that done. That's drafted. I sent that to them yesterday for review because I want to make sure our easement doesn't take up too much room for their footprint. So I'd say the property acquisition would probably be next for us, and then they're continuing to move forward. I don't know if they were trying to get some diesel samples back for the guaranteed emissions. I don't remember seeing an email where they got those back. Have you, Jared?
I haven't seen it. No, I know Mike asked about it again the other day, but I haven't received them yet.
Yeah, there's a few things, but the environmental came back good. Yeah, it's moving along, and I'm pretty sure Mike was in Wyoming 2 days ago. I think he was out there looking at an installation pretty similar, if not identical, to the one we're getting. So they're still plugging away, and I think their schedule now is to start work March 25th. So that's when they're going to break ground. But I think a lot of the real key to them was getting these turbines ordered, because there's an 18-month lead time. They did send specifications for the 2 larger transformers that they're going to provide us. Doug provided a response there yesterday, I think. So yeah, everything's kind of just moving along, but nothing right now that looks like any big hurdles or anything. It's just gonna take time, but hopefully here in the next month or so, I'd say the property may come up. That'll have to go to the city to approve, but I've been keeping them in the loop as well. So
At some point, will this affect, are we gonna supply natural gas or have natural gas available?
yes, yeah, for them. So the problem, we've got that. Then we've got the common facilities agreement to work on, and the natural gas transportation agreement. I've already sent them a copy of our current agreement with the customer we have, and just waiting to hear back from them. I think they're kind of focused on the property now. We get that done. They have had some questions on the common facilities, that agreement, and I've been just kind of filling in the blanks. I know they're working on those, but yeah, we'll have a gas transportation agreement with them as well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. So, at some point, are we going to have to up what's available?
No, it was kind of funny. We learned, so we had our original, so we have a interconnect agreement with Panhandle, and when that was done, we had a transportation agreement with Panhandle. That agreement was replaced in 2012 with, who are we using now? Constellation. With Constellation. So Constellation, when we call them, I called down and confirmed, if the gas is available on the pipeline, we can transport the maximum amount on ours, so, which is, I think, 40,000 a day. And we're gonna be close to that when we get all these units on. So, but yeah, we went, it was kinda hard to find that 2012 agreement that canceled the agreement with Panhandle, but we kinda got through all that and got it worked out, and MEC's got all that information too.
And then I guess next Tuesday's council meeting is when they'll do the second reading to approve our budget and time of use.
Correct.
Those things, yeah. Good. Anything more for Jeff? Okay. Any other business? Oh, I'm sorry, cash disbursements, we gotta get to that, yeah. is that. That's a big one. Yeah. But did we not get the invoice in the packet for the purchase power?
It just got it.
Yesterday.
It just
Got
came
it.
in.
Okay.
It's $1 million, Chuck.
Yeah, I saw that.
Saving the suspense. It'll be
Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah.
We're also cutting our last check to Tove,
Correct.
right?
For Burns, for the.
For Burns,
sorry,
Burns
excuse me, for
Mac,
Burns,
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so that project will be final. Yeah, those two alone were most of the.
It's 1.4, yeah. 1.5.
Take those out, looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve cash disbursements.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to pay cash disbursements as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah. Yeah, next, any other business? If not, our next regular board meeting is Wednesday, September the 25th.
I was gonna propose at 1:30.
Okay.
Because we had pre-scheduled some training in this room, so and I think everybody responded that would work, but I proposed 1:30, the 25th.
Works for me. Work for you? Work for you guys?
Yep.
Okay.
I will be gone at annual conference that day.
Okay. And we'll meet here?
Yes.
Meet here, okay, Wednesday, September 25th at 1:30. Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.